Oh,
I'm
So we
so
had,
glad
like-
I didn't say anything because when you showed that image, I was like, Frost Daggers?
That's
And then
that's
you-
kind of
that's
what I
great.
did too. I was like, that's a very icy looking crown with like an
Yeah.
ice on it.
That's wonderful.
I like our flag better personally, but that's fine.
Yeah, we have
Dailu and Thane and Sato must be very confused right now.
I will say, in the end of the battle, it does become clear, the other figures that you recognize, Vane, Vinaya, and Orin, that this is Eldetha.
I'm not there.
Oh, right. Vane and Orin recognize Eldetha, Sharwin, and Bradford.
Oh,
Bradford's
fuck
still
that
alive.
guy.
God
Oh,
damn
yeah,
it,
wait a
Bradford.
Okay, it can't all be perfect. I get it.
No,
Or
I think Bradford needs to roll a conflict roll, whatever that is. Charisma, whatever.
Yeah, Dailu is actually very happy to see Bradford and Sharwin alive.
Right,
I don't know.
Dailu and Thane know Sharwin and Bradford.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these people.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
ghost of Obadiah might say something, but
it would have to run to the water's edge for the 9
Oh,
other
shit.
wild magics that are coming.
can I quickly ask before we end the session? Did Dailu and Orin see Obadiah in the Shadowfell?
No.
No.
Not that they recognized in any way.
So I am happy to end here. It will be difficult for me to plan the next session without having the conversation. So we can end here tonight. If that's the case, I might ask for a mini session or chat version of the conversation, or we can do it tonight, whatever you guys prefer.
I'm willing to do it tonight.
Yeah, I'm also willing.
This is cool.
I'm fine with that, yeah.
This is too
Okay.
cool to miss.
So
Jared, I'm willing to let it wave and have nothing happen. Do you want me to do my wild magics, or should we just?
no, let's let it go. Yeah.
Cool.
Just
okay,
butterflies for the next.
Yeah.
He walks out into the water and then comes back a minute later.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I want to describe the scene as Orin runs to the water's edge, shoves his head in the water. You see bubbles that emerge into butterflies, and then he pulls his head up, and everything's fine.
So Dailu, I'm not clear on like how famous the like Council of Five is within the Torchline. Would Dailu recognize Don Mitchell?
You
By
would absolutely recognize Don Mitchell. So the Council of Five were just representatives from each city. Each city has different types of government. So Don was a consul of Dover. There are multiple consuls. So she's not the singular leader of her city, but she was that city's representative that year.
Got it.
Similar to Rowena being a triumvir, one of 3, but was the representative that year.
But Don is like a recognizable enough political figure within.
The equivalent of a well-known senator. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Dailu would absolutely. Well, first of all, go hug Sharwin and Bradford and be like, "Whoa, hey!"
They're very happy to see you. They exchange the Daggers secret handshake with you.
Yeah, we quietly whisper, 5, 7.
Don't tell Rorik.
Orin would walk up to Don Mitchell and just be like, "Frost Daggers, huh?" And like extend a hand from very far down when she's on a horse. But
yeah, she does not reach down to shake your hand, but she says, "We should speak back at Ogrehead. We have the docks secured."
Oh, excellent. Well, we have a ship that would love to be secured there.
Yes, we should signal for them to join us.
Absolutely, ma'am. Captain Phanafraxis, at your service.
We've heard reports of other fleet ships making it to shore, but they've mostly hidden themselves away to the south. We assumed it was another one when we saw you on the shore. Of course, we had other things to deal with at the time.
Did you actually meet the members of those fleets, or?
No, we have not been able to make contact with the refugees. Too much fighting to do here near the cities.
We should have them make anchor, Captain.
Yeah, so we'll fast forward a little bit and say that you get the ship docked. Vinaya can join the group so that she can be present for the conversation. And yeah, they welcome you, the 6 of you, into Ogrehead's in bad shape. Ogrehead was just a port town. It had some limited defenses, but they weren't really maintained because there hadn't been conflict with armed vessels on this side of the continent in hundreds of years. There was peace with the fleet. It was mostly to keep bandits away. Most of the defenses were land-facing, but not meant to fight a war. It looks like the place has been taken and retaken several times over. Most of the buildings are in ruin. The defenses are down. But there is one of the longhouses near the docks that is still intact, and Dawn has set it up as a command post. She takes the 6 of you in. Eldetha, Sharwin, and Bradford stay with you. Winter is also welcomed to join. And so Dawn starts by saying, yes, Orin, to your earlier comment, the Frost Daggers name, we owe that somewhat to you, all of you.
I would think so, considering it's the same name.
The same name as what?
Well, we call ourselves the Frost Daggers.
Oh, well, you weren't when you operated here.
Well,
After
we were the Frost and the Daggers, but
that's what we had to deal with as well. After the news of your efforts in Sussex, people were saying the Frost saved the city or the Daggers saved the city, but the heroes who had done it had disappeared. And I knew that the continent would rally better under one clear banner. So, the Frost Daggers saved Sussex. The moment we said it, it became true.
Clever.
and coincidentally, true.
Hey, Bane, look at that. Our name. Yeah, there you go.
Indeed. Excellent.
I wasn't always a part of the group. I'm along for the ride, though.
Well, we need all the good arms to carry a blade that we can get.
And Foe Slayer's arm is second to none.
Well,
What you said.
Ma'am, I can't help but notice that the fighting has reached somewhat outside of the cities that were attacked. How far?
the battle lines are moving the other way. This is the closest we've gotten to getting back to the cities. We've been pushing them back mile by mile as we can.
You know,
Go ahead.
Dover, Sussex.
Sussex is safe, thanks to all of you. Dover, I was able to rally the remainder of the Daggers network, the locals, to ensure the safety of my city. In Fredericksburg, Essa somehow knew what was going on and rallied the royal defenders. She's been named Queen Regent, though her parents still live, thanks to her efforts. But the Fredericksburg family is only interested in their own city. So I've been coordinating as best I can with those in Sussex. to fight the forces in Vox and Kronos. Those two cities are firmly within the hold of the Temple Sky.
And what precisely does that entail?
Different things here and there. Rowena is the only thing capable of speech that we've seen come out of Vox. Other than that, it's these woads. Each more dangerous than the last. It's like they're breeding them.
When you say you've seen Rowena, how many times and where?
She'll appear just enough to crush our lines and then retreat back to the city. A half dozen encounters, none of them that turned out in our favor.
Anaya makes a very purposeful glance at Vane.
What else do you want to know?
What did you said? The Temple Sky. What is that?
You would know the Temple Sky. That's the druidic order of the continent.
Okay.
But the thing that's new information is that she described it as Temple Sky, not just Althan's forces.
Mm-hmm.
That is new information to you.
Ah, interesting. Do you know Althan's location?
He appears to be with most of the druids in Kronos. They haven't been facing the creatures that we've been facing. They've been facing the Temple Sky itself. Althan is ruling from there.
So hang on, Paul's confused. If the Temple Sky are these woads and stuff, why is Althan fighting the woads?
Althan's not fighting the woads. Althan leads Temple Sky. Temple Sky is druids. Vox is sending out the wood woads. The
You mean as a
druids-
directional facing? Earlier, when you said Althan is facing the Temple Sky.
Yeah, that's what you just said.
Althan is facing Temple Sky?
No,
I
no,
think
no.
I think it was a there that was referring to the forces of Krona, or like
Yes.
around
Yes, the
Kronos.
allied forces.
The
around
allied forces are facing Temple Sky in Kronos.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Sorry. Unclear pronoun reference.
Well, do you know if the what is she? Archfey? Archdryad? That's out of character.
Echo.
Yeah. What the fuck is it?
Archfey would be appropriate.
Archfey is correct. So do you know if the Archfey Echo has been seen?
Who is she?
One of Althan's allies.
The head of the snake.
Possibly Althan's puppet master? I'm not really clear at this point, but
That's good information to have, but no, we've seen no sign of an Archfey. Though that would explain perhaps where some of these creatures are coming from. I don't think Rowena is capable of creating them herself.
Well, there's a lot of things I want to know for starters. If we can... How far to Vox? How do they attack? What are their patterns of attack? Any tactical information we can use.
We will go through tactics together. I assume you're here to join the fight.
Indeed.
yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Not sure that we'd see this much of a force left, but good to
We
know.
should be upfront that our fight might be a little bit beyond what you think it is. We're going after Echo, and we're not going to be a long-term help against the ground forces. But our aim has been going after that Archfey to shut this down from the top.
However,
Would you be going after Althan as part of that plan?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have forces surrounding Kronos, but not enough to retake the city. My hope is that we can retake Vox and then move this army to join those forces in Kronos to retake both cities. If you could help us in that fight, victory is that much closer. And it sounds like it would serve your ends as well.
we have
Yeah,
been
I think it's a sound
everywhere. Are there any survivors that you know of in the cities?
Scouts out.
Hit
Yeah,
Scout way
Scout
too
did
hard.
not hear an immediate answer, so Scout's like, nope, I'm gone.
Who's
Uh,
got to go?
I
I'm
saw
sorry.
Mercy freeze.
I'm sorry, no. Some people in the surrounding farmlands were lucky enough to be outside the radius of the burst, but everyone within the city limits of Vox and Kronos is dead.
Vane closes his eyes, then glares at Bradford, and then just doesn't say anything else.
Where are the survivors? Or
They've-
rather, everyone else, the armies, the.
Well, most of the city guards have abandoned their posts. They were unhappy before this turned into a full-scale war. The Frost Daggers are made up of those who felt a higher calling. The Old Daggers Network, the Knights of the God Kings are with us, the Agents of Bless, a few adventurers who came out from the outer townships, and a handful of volunteers from the Church of Unnamed Stars. The majority of the Old City Guards and the rest of the Church of Unnamed Stars are mostly keeping refugees safe in the outer cities, mostly to the south, a few in the north.
Is there anyone pinned down out here? We could probably talk to the fleet, have them take them in.
No, we've mostly been able to secure the coast, and these creatures don't seem interested in going too far beyond the cities, at least for now. We've been able to put up enough resistance, and we're keeping them fenced in on both sides. Varabor is leading forces from the far side of Vox. We're short on mages.
You said that you have a wide-reaching net of daggers, people.
We did. Not meant to fight a war, meant for gathering information in the cities.
Okay, so not really fighters in general.
There's a few among them, and those who are here.
Yeah, I was like, I can help.
I mean, within the people that we don't know, but
Yeah, there are some. They're spread out among our forces, Varabor's forces on the far side of the cities.
none in Fredericksburg.
There are some in the forces of Fredericksburg and Sussex who are helping to keep Kronos fenced in.
Wasn't Verabor the
Oh.
mage in Kronos?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you ask that to Dawn, or was that out of character?
That was an out of character question.
Yeah, he was like he was at Barnabas's estate. Yeah.
Is that the man that oddly violently assaulted?
Yes.
Maybe.
I forget if we already knew this yet or not, but I would ask about a approximate timeline. Like, how long has it been since they've taken it up, and just matching that with our approximate timeline.
Yeah,
they match up.
the timeline matches up, and I think we said it was close to 6 months since the spell bomb went off.
Okay.
They've been able to keep it pretty well with 6 months time.
Mhm.
I mean, you've seen already that they're taking casualties every day. This is a war that they are barely winning.
You mean we came in the last minute? Like
Like cool heroes? Cool heroes who are really late?
Who are we? Big damn heroes who should have been here months ago.
We're here
Kinda
months
odd.
ago.
Big damn heroes who took a little bit of a detour.
He got teleported into a mountain.
Yeah. So I don't know if we want to just hand wave this or not, but I would absolutely either now or later want to give basically like a full report to who did I report to? I think it was Sharwin.
Yeah, you could give a full report, and we can hand wave that. You can let me know later if there's any specific details you would want to leave out. I'm double checking to make sure if there's any more. The big thing I want to know is this group going to stay and help help them or go off on their own. So now I have the information that I need to plan the next session, which is that you are planning on joining the war effort.
Definitely.
Let me go through and make sure if there's any other details that would be needed. They only recently retook Ogrehead. We said that. Said where Verabor was. She name drops a few other people you know. She talks about the forces in who are fighting around Kronos, and among them she mentions Cornwall Youngblood. She mentions Persephone, who was the royal guardian in Fredericksburg, and she mentions Khalil from Bless.
Nice.
Are all around Kronos.
Cornwall is the delegate from Sussex, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Regional pride. That was like whoop whoop. That's
Also,
man.
Go ahead.
As a little bit of a flavor recon, when we were introducing, you said Don or what was Winter Storm in on this meeting as well?
Yep.
Yeah, when introducing Sato as a new member of the Frost Daggers, Orin would have also introduced Winter Storm as a member of the Frost Daggers.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's awesome.
She deserves it.
Yeah.
She does.
Am I correct that Persephone being mentioned is weird since Fredericksburg was just called out as being like extremely isolated?
Yeah. That Dawn would, if you push on it, Dawn would explain that this is basically as far as Queen Essa was willing to go, is she's lended the use of their single best champion, but she's keeping her forces near her own city rather than sending them out.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, we talked about Queen Essa, we talked about Dawn.
This may go too far in asking because I don't know if you've thought of it, but
That's okay. Make me think of it.
Can Dawn explain what they specifically did to prevent the cataclysm from happening on their city?
Yeah, Dawn got a warning and Essa got a warning, if I'm remembering correctly. So they
Dawn got a warning.
activated.
You can't evacuate a city, right?
They didn't evacuate their cities, right? So Dawn used her dagger network in the city to go through the festival supplies in Dover, and they found their spell bomb and deactivated it the same way that Vinaya found the one in Sussex.
Yeah. And Don Mitchell, they got the warning day of, but they were already on high alert from the events back in Kronos and had been like on the lookout. She had faked her own death and everything. So she was ready to respond when the signal was given. Essa had a week plus of lead time to
Right, because you warned Essa before you were returned to Sussex, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Essa was the one that we did correctly. Only one we did correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember from that long ago.
Yeah.
In a different life.
Obadiah's memories are faint from the veil.
I want to ask, I suppose it's unlikely. There was a Kenku, a defector from Smokework. Her name was Opta. Do you know of her?
Yeah, I believe I saw a report that she was given a place of safety in one of the smaller cities.
Good.
Amnesty at a minimum.
Good.
Tyler would want to know if, like, is information about Smokework now widespread? Like, is it publicly known who is behind all this?
Yes. At this point, we've been able to expose that Smokework, for as long as it existed, as near as we can tell, Smokework has been an arm of Temple Sky. They are one organization and the same, and there were no druids who turned and defected when Althen rose to power. It appears that they were in on this from the beginning.
What do you mean no druids that defected to our side?
Right.
Okay, so all the druids are in on this.
Yeah.
All the druids of Temple Sky, which is
right, which is the majority of the druids, but it's not every druid in existence, right?
Tyler would. This is probably getting into just between session things rather than right now things, but Tyler would want to go through the Forge Bunny crew and see, like, basically what do folks want to do, since you mentioned there were people there who just wanted to come to Roden.
We can basically go through that, because other than Winter Storm, they all just want to go find someplace safe to be, including Madoka, Stitcher, Star, and Scrapper. They would like to not fight another war. Just got done fighting this last war. That was enough war. Thank you very much.
Yep. Legit.
When they hear that other fleet refugees might have gone to the south, they request to, with the ship or without it, they would want to go follow up on that.
That would leave us without a surgeon. I mean, that's a concern.
You have
Well,
a whole war effort to get a surgeon.
Yeah, we're in an army now. There's probably a surgeon in the army.
Yeah, you can just yell medic and one comes running.
Yeah, that's how it works. Dailu is totally down for that, but she would ask Dawn and the others if there's a scenario where it would be beneficial for them to have a ship that could transport ground forces, like, around the edge of the continent without going straight through druidic forces, potentially.
She says not really. They want to retake Vox. Once they've retaken Vox, there's no forces to get through between here and Kronos. It would just be traveling to Kronos. So no, she wouldn't see the tactical value in keeping the ship around. Except to retreat. If they were forced to abandon the continent, 60 people could get to the ocean.
Well, 60 people minus the number of crew already on the boat.
Yeah.
So not a lot, actually, in fact. Tyler was just
conversation-
looking like... It's just like, are you sure there's no need to have a ship? Are you sure?
Dailu, you can retire as Captain Dailu. We'll still call you Captain Dailu. It's okay. Especially Orin. Orin will agree to this.
It's my
He goes,
ship.
actually, nope, and he takes off his hat, and he says, I'm just Orin now, we're back on the land, and he puts his hat away, and it's back to just regular Orin. It's like, no boat, no captain.
By the way, the crew has been well paid already, right? Or do we want to give them like a last bonus?
You did pay this crew. We said that the money was contingent on the finishing of the journey, but we prepaid it. You took that money. We took that money away when we started.
Okay.
So it's all
Good.
done. Yeah.
All right. And Epic. Like, do we tell them about Epic? And the ring.
I think we could save that for in Torchline chatter. You guys can debate what to tell or not tell in the hand waved. We tell them everything. So just be specific about details you want to leave out, and I will assume that you tell them everything else.
Okay.
All right.
Dailu is in agony.
I do want to talk to Don Mitchell about something.
Okay. Do you want to do it now?
Yeah.
Yes, Vanaya?
Right. I was wondering how much you know about the nature of the magic that was used to do all this.
Other than it being druidic and being focused on those objects you told us about, we did learn that the objects were forged in Kundrakar, that Althan oversaw it himself. Other than that, no. We have no idea how he infused it with the magic that he did, or the origin of that.
Wow, Kundrakar, we were never there and don't know anything about that or anything that happened there.
Does Dailu start saying that?
No,
Okay.
Dailu really wasn't there.
I have some additional details, and I've been trying to work out a way to undo it.
Undo it.
Yes, I think it's possible, though I haven't really. Well, I don't have a lot of confidence in it just yet. There's still more that I need to know. I need more help with it. But this it's some kind of a fey. It's fey magic. It's some kind of a ritual. the way that it works is that it's constructed like a story. It's magic where the story that you tell is made true. And I think it's possible to use the same magic to tell a story that will fix this. It might
When
not.
you say fix this.
I don't know. I don't know how much. It might. I don't know. I don't have a lot of confidence that it might return anyone to life who was killed, or even restore the buildings or the structures. But I hope at least we could use it to push back some of the wilderness, make our jobs a little bit easier at least.
We'll take anything we can get.
Yes. I've been attempting to write it, but my Ignan is not very good.
Well, as I said, we're short on mages, and experts in the Fae are mostly against us.
Yes.
But if there's any resources that we come across that we can give you, yes, of course.
Thank you.
All right, should we wrap it there?
I just wanted to ask a quick clarifying question.
Yeah,
Am I correct
yeah.
that the fact that Vinaya has been working on that is a secret from the rest of us?
No,
Because I don't
not
think
really.
I've heard that Vinaya has been working on that before.
We've
Also
talked
felt like
about it.
that was
I mean,
new.
it was like it's what was. I mean, we found out already that what was encrypted in Vinaya's book was the way to do this ritual, right?
Yeah, I think it's
And Vinaya had been like,
it's been a long time since that was the stated
Oh.
goal of something.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
But yeah, like forever ago, Vinaya was like, well, I'll try and get someone on the crew to help me with Ignan and try to compose a thing to fix it. So that's sort of been in her mind this whole time.
okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So not actively worked on, but thought about.
Well, actively worked on in that she's been writing things down. So,
But
yeah,
we never stated it as the thing you were trying to accomplish during downtime.
correct.
I'm gonna think deeply on what Dailu agrees to do with her ship because she's currently in emotional agony over it.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
You can still be a captain.
Thank you for
Sure,
going through
sure.
that extra conversation with me. I know that it takes away the nice button that we had on the end of that encounter, but helps me plan.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome.
Thank you, Jared.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
That's great.
As always.
Thank you.